It is another beautiful day, and that comes another video. Card of the day, we have a Charizard, everybody's favorite, signed by Tokia. Got this in Jacksonville, Florida a few years ago. Pretty special to me, pretty sentimental, and we'll leave it right up here and get this video going. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. So a couple days ago, I told y'all my goal was to post a video and a short every day in February. And as soon as I mentioned it, I messed up. Because yesterday I worked a double shift. I worked almost 15 hours from 9 a.m. to midnight. And I had no time to post a video. So I almost didn't post a video today. Right now the Super Bowl is going on. But while all of America is watching that football game, I felt like it was only right for me to come and make a video. Today I had a really good church service, and they did the healing service, and I got the oil on my head and I prayed for my eyes, and as soon as I came home, boom, I got a big bleed in my right eye. So I'm a little upset right now. Kind of like, come on, God, really? Like the day that we did the healing service, my eye got messed up more. But I thought, is it because I missed a video, or is it because even today I wasn't really planning to make a video again? But I said, no, maybe it's just God telling me that, he heals me when he's ready to heal me. And maybe I'm not ready to be done going through the storm yet or something. I don't really know. But either way, I wanted to just go over the sermon that I heard today. And my girlfriend's grandfather is actually the preacher, or the pastor at our church. And he had a really good word today. So his word was on salt. When Jesus says, let's open it up real quick. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to teach it as well as a pastor can, but I think it's very relevant for what we are trying to do here. So in Matthew chapter 5, it says, "You are the salt of the earth, but what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless. You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all who see, so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father." Now, salt does a lot more things than I actually realized, because I thought in this verse, he was just meaning, putting it on food. If salt loses its saltiness, then what flavor does it have, right? But if you look at salt not only changes the flavor of things, but it also preserves things. Like, the mummies used salt, or different kinds of food. Salt preserves. Salt retains water as well, and water is very symbolic. And salt also melts ice, so it completely transforms. If you think, it's been really snowy where I'm at, we need to put ice out, or we need to put salt out on the ice so we can walk the path. And that's what God and Jesus is telling us to do in this passage. Jesus is saying, spread the salt. We're not supposed to just put salt in a shaker and leave it in our cupboard and never use it. And if you've ever noticed old salt, if you don't use it, if you don't shake it, it calcifies and it becomes hard, and then it's harder to spread. And at the end of the passage, when it says, so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father, it really highlights the reason why we go to church, or the reason why we spread the salt, is so we can have other people come to the Father. And I wrote this note here. It says, you come to church for the word, for fellowship, to be able to spread the salt, to understand more, to spread more for Christ. So the reason I went to church today was to learn more about the word, was to understand the word more, so I would be able to spread the salt better, to spread more salt, and to get more people to come to Christ. It also says what happens to that salt once it's lost its flavor. It says it will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless. So if we're not spreading the salt, if we're not spreading Christ's name and his glory, then what really are we? Worthless. Also tied into the lesson was Corinthians 2, verse 13, that says, "When we tell you these things, we do not use words that come from human wisdom. Instead, we speak words given to us by the Spirit, using the Spirit's words to explain spiritual truths. But people who aren't spiritual can't receive these truths from God's Spirit. It all sounds foolish to them and they can't understand it, for only those who are spiritual can understand what the Spirit means. Those who are spiritual can evaluate all things, but they themselves cannot be evaluated by others. For who can know the Lord's thoughts? Who knows enough to teach him? But we understand these things, for we have the mind of Christ." So what it means is, the way that we can understand the ways of God are from the messages that Jesus left us. And by studying those messages, we can understand the wisdom of God and the wisdom of the Spirit. And it is our job to spread the salt, as Jesus said. And it's our job to spread the knowledge of God and the good news to the people who aren't spiritual so they can start to understand Jesus. So yeah, I thought it was just a really good sermon for me today. Kind of like what I'm trying to do with this channel, spread the salt of Jesus Christ. And kind of bummed that, it always happens. As soon as I say this is my goal, I don't make it. And I was making it a point to not do that, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter that I missed one day in February, or even if I miss a few days. What matters is showing back up like I did today, and not letting one day turn into 2 days, turn into 3 days. So even though the Super Bowl is going on, I'm gonna go watch it with my girlfriend Alana, and afterward, I'm gonna read my Bible from yesterday, read my Bible from today, eat some food, pray for God to give me some answers about my eye. I get shots in 2 days, so we'll see what the doctors can see. Hopefully this bleed in my eye gets better. But for now, thanks for sticking with me on my road, and see you guys soon. Peace.